Welcome back. It's a brilliant performance there. All right, so now I'm going to play the audio. I'm giving you the transcript. Okay, so the three people in the, the four people in the video, one of them is called Leon, the other one is called Larry, the other one is Ted, and the other one is Mary. Okay, so the script is right here. Okay, so I'm going to play this. You should watch the script, read the script at the same time as I play the audio. Yeah? Okay, so would you say your predictions so far are correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the worst part is the musical song.
Oh, you're kidding me now. It was such a funny idea. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Nice of you to come over though and say hi. That's really sweet of you. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Actually, you know what? All right. I'm full of shit. The truth is, I'm here to ask your permission if I could date Cheryl.
Oh! Who is Cheryl, do you think? Who do you...
His wife?
His ex-wife. His ex-wife. Okay?
Voila.
Right. Okay? Okay. So you were correct. You were correct at some point where good news, bad news. Here's the bad news. Okay? Now. Now, you were correct. Okay? Exactly. Correct.
Wow. You come over here under these false pretenses to see how I'm doing, and you want to date? No, I know. No, if you're asking me, can you date Cheryl? I'd say no.
No, just step back just a second. This is a surprise to me, too. We're friends, and I didn't want to sneak around behind your back. I need to, just go with my impulses. And my impulses, I want to go out with your ex-wife.
I was like if I went out with Mary. Would you like that?
Now, Mary is this man's ex-wife. Okay? All right? So he say, oh, now, I want you to notice one other thing about this in a second.
Sneak around. Like
Sneak around is what?
Like.
Sneak around is like this. Okay, so you don't want to sneak around behind someone's back. You want to reveal all the truth. Okay, not hide things. Okay?
What does that mean?
It means that you want to call my ex-wife Mary Steenburgen. Larry David wants to ask Mary Steenburgen out.
Larry David is not cool enough for Mary Steenburgen?
Just
Ted Danson is that it?
I didn't say that, but there's something in there.
Oh, okay. All right. You know what? I'll call her right now. How's that? I'll call Mary. Okay? You want me to?
Do it.
Okay.
But then can we get back to this real subject?
Mary?
I can't believe it.
Hey, it's Larry David.
Hi, Larry.
Hey. Good. Hey, Mary. Let me ask you something. You know what's going on with Ted and Cheryl?
Ted told me he was interested in seeing her, and I told him to go for it.
Well, I was kind of wondering, if he's gonna go out with her, why not you go out with me?
Wow, Lair. Oh my gosh. God, I love you so much. I don't know if we have anything in common that way, you know?
Well,
Do you
we're
think?
both people, we're earthlings, we breathe and we eat, so we have that in common.
Yeah, we have that in common, pretty much everybody. But I was just meaning, maybe you're just not my physical type.
Sure, I understand.
Hope we can have lunch or go shopping or do something together soon.
Okay.
Bye, Larry.
Okay? Okay? Right, now, there's one reason, there's another, I actually quite like that show, it's finished now, but there's another reason I played that as an audio. When I was doing my qualification for advanced teaching, I played that in one of the lessons. And actually they said, don't play it because it contains bad language, but I played it anyway, okay? So they said, there's a few words in there that maybe I shouldn't play. But the other reason I played it is because in that show, there's a lot of improvisation. So there's no script, okay? There's no script. He actually is the director, the writer of the show as well. And he says, gives them the main idea. And then after that, they have to improvise the conversation. So when you listen to the conversation, you will hear people interrupting, repeating themselves. They go, etc. quite a lot. This is more authentic than the previous conversation that you had. It's not quite as authentic as the first conversation because they sort of have an idea where it's going, but at the same time, it's better than Netflix, most Netflix series where there's no improvisation. If you find reality shows, they're reasonably authentic, okay, in terms of what happens in regular speech and conversation. So if you want to practice conversation, don't try to use Netflix unless it's an improvised show. You understand that? It's not going to produce the same kind of genuine, authentic conversation. Okay, the next thing that I want you to do, you should also notice I did put in some connected speech. Okay, so people don't say want to, they'll say what?
After.
Wanna. Okay, you'll also see, for example, so down here you'll see wanna and gonna. So you see gonna, wanna, gonna over here. It's in dark writing. Okay, you'll also see I'm doing, how I'm doing instead of how I'm doing. Now both of these, where are they from? Where are they from?
United States.
From the United States. Okay, so I think he's from New York, and I can't remember where possibly Boston or somewhere like that. Okay, so they speak a different dialect to me, but they do, and Rebecca, but they do the exact same thing of removing the ing and changing it to an in or n. You'll also find, for example, context where
Es coughs.
which
Es coughs.
okay. Now, if there are other features, it's not all pronunciation. There are other features in normal conversation. You will see in that text. Say that for me. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Not how you doing. What's missing?
No, the G at the end.
How are you doing?
Look at this here. This is wrong in the book. It's exactly what native speakers do all the time when they are speaking in conversation. If I said, in Ireland, that might be the case. You would not expect how you in California, which is where they are based here. You would not, you know, how you.
It's like a hi.
Yeah.
Or hello.
How you mean? How are you? Hello, how are you? How you? It's really high. You'll get.
Cheers.
What's that mean?
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very often that means thank you. Cheers. Sometimes cheers. And then there is sometimes goodbye in certain contexts. So you have to get used to unusual uses of language that you already know. Okay? Alright, the next thing that I want you to do, where is it? What was it? Oh yes. On the page from yesterday, I gave you that. You're going to do one more listening. This is the last one, I promise. Okay? See here. This is from yesterday. So the one with the map. Okay, the one with the map. On this side of the page where it says, who says these things? Matthew Jebb, Seamus Curtin, or Cyril Camus. Okay? Who? So yesterday on the page that I gave you, the map, blah blah blah. Yes, because you weren't here, you disgraceful.
Exactly.
Are you ready? So what you're going to listen to now, actually maybe you will listen to two more audios, I forgot. Okay, so the first one comes from the news. Okay? It comes from the typical, the regular news from Ireland. Okay? This place is a place off the coast of Dublin. Okay? If you go to Howth, you can see this place. Okay? So Howth is down there. Okay? Now, what your job is?
Air
What?
goes. Air goes. How's the name of the coast with no air? I don't remember the name.
What?
What are you talking
The
about?
air
The
cows,
moo-
yeah.
moo-
The cows with air.
With
No
hair.
air, yeah.
The cows with
Yeah,
the...
but they
Oh!
have the...
Oh, okay, they're not Irish, they are
It's got
Highland cattle. Okay, so Highland cattle like this. You can
Yeah.
see them around Ireland. They're Scottish. Yeah, Highlands of Scotland. Okay, but you can find them all over Ireland. Okay, right. Anyway, apart from that irrelevant piece of information there. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I want you to answer these questions on the side. So the statements, I want you to tell me which one of these three people said this statement. Okay, so read through the statements very quickly.
Okay.
Okay, any confusion? Okay, so don't worry about the second part where it says island, fact or fiction yet. Okay, so just the first part. Okay?
Preservation of the island on every level is important to us. There is a sort of absolute beauty to it that cannot be interrupted or changed. My name is Matthew J, and I am a great grandson of Cecil and Maud Baring, aboard Lambay
Now, Yvonne, can you see? Can you see now? Oh my God! I'll start again. You cretinous individuals.
Preservation of the island on every level is important to us. There is a sort of absolute beauty to it that cannot be interrupted or changed. My name is Matthew J, and I am a great grandson of Cecil and Maud Baring, who bought Lambay in 1904. Life slows down, and there is a thrill to hearing skylarks, smelling that sea air, and at this time of year, the bluebells are literally all over the hills of wallabies flying across a landscape. Whiskey production on the island has been a remarkable opportunity to develop an industry, if you like, that has almost no impact on the buildings, the wildlife, and the sort of ethos of what we're doing here on the island. My name is James Curtin. I'm the distillery manager at Lambay Irish Whiskey. Lambay, it's an island, it's not connected to the mainland, so we work here for 6 months at a time. It truly is an off-grid location. The island itself is barred. It has its own microgrid, it has its own power system, heavily reliant on renewable energy. We will be moving more and more into the area of renewable, exploring things like maybe enhanced wind or solar or even tidal. And when we get that phase of the project up and going, I think we'll be a world's first. This is a very low impact distillery, and it's done so very much with the sensitivity of the island in mind. It's nicely associated with something that is very efficient in its use of resources, so it's kilo in, kilo out. We put our malt in, and we take our spent grains out, and we feed those to the sheep. So we move through that journey of, generating and consuming on the island. We have access to our sister company to some really good cognac casks. So we will make our Irish whiskey, and we will age them and mature them on the island. I'm Cyril Camus. I'm the fifth generation owner of the House of Camus, a cognac producer. This place is magical. It embraces you. It takes you to a different place and different place in time. The true goal of Lambay Irish whiskey really is to protect the island. It is to provide an economic lifeline that will help maintain the island, maintain its completely pristine state, but doing it in a way that does not impact its environment.
It is a way to preserve a way of life and a little ecosystem, and to make sure it is there for the future.
Okay, right. So we go over the answers. Did you find it difficult or easy? Did you find one person more difficult to understand than the others? Which one?
Matthew Jeb.
You found the first person more difficult?
No, Seamus.
Okay, so Seamus, I would have predicted you'd find Seamus more difficult to understand than the others. The two ladies should have found the last person reasonably easy to understand. Okay? Right? Okay, so the first one then, it truly is an off-grid location. Who said that? Okay? Seamus said it. Seamus. Next one. Whiskey production on the island has been a remarkable opportunity to develop an industry. Okay? Matthew Jebb. The true goal of Lambay Irish whiskey is to protect the island. Cyril. Okay? Cyril.
Okay.
Okay, in English you would say Cyril Camus. Okay? How would you pronounce it?
Cyril Camus.
Come on.
Again?
Cyril.
Again?
Cyril Camus.
Yeah, try again. Okay. Okay, the next one. I'm the distillery manager at Lambay Irish Whiskey. Seamus. We put our malt in and we take our spent grains out and feed those to the sheep. Seamus. There is a sort of absolute beauty to it that cannot be interrupted or changed. Matthew Jebb. We have access through our sister company to some really good cognac casks. Seamus. I know. Look at this. Look at this. Seamus. Seamus is the answer. This place is magical. It embraces you. Who said that? Okay, very nice. Okay, so I'm going to play it one more time. Did you find the audio easier or more difficult than the previous audios or not?
Easier than
Then your conversation with Rebecca?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, Rebecca, the conversation was clearly the hardest, I would say, for most of you. What was the next hardest? You would say this was the next hardest? The rest of you, would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the last.
The conversation.
You found that, and you found the IELTS test thing. You found that easy or not? You found it easier. Okay, now a lot of the practice that you're going to do is like that IELTS practice. It's not really natural. Okay, so I'll play it again. I'll play it with the subtitles, but it's not perfect. Okay. By the way, Roberto noticed, and maybe some of you did notice, this island is very close to Dublin. This is Dublin here. You can see wallabies, like kangaroos, sort of like kangaroos. Yeah, okay?
I thought
Preservation of the island, every level is important to us. There is a sort of absolute beauty to it.
Even in a conversation, you see, it's not really a conversation, it's more formal because he's on the news, but he still uses vague language because it's not from a script. He'll say what? What did Rebecca say?
Like
Kinda, sorta, kinda.
To it that cannot be interrupted or changed. My name.
Now, where's he from? Where do you think he's from?
North.
Now, maybe he is Irish, but he has a British accent. Okay, it's quite English.
It's Matthew Jebb, and I am a great-grandson of Cecil and Maud Baring, born Clan.
This is like Cecil and Maud Baring. Okay, and Lambay is Lambay. Okay.
May in 1904. Life slows down, and there is a thrill to hearing skylarks.
Skylarks, not this skylarks are a type of bird. Okay.
Smelling that sea air, and at this time of year,
And then see repetition.
the bluebells are literally all over the hills, and wallabies flying across the landscape.
No, it's not exactly spelled like that. Wallaby. These are the wallabies, like the maybe small kangaroos.
Whiskey production on the island has been a remarkable opportunity to develop an industry, if you like, that has almost no impact on the buildings, the wildlife, and the sort of ethos of what we
Sort of ethos.
Okay,
What is ethos?
What's ethos?
Something that happens like success.
So, like it's almost like a set of principles. Okay, so it's like, well, okay, this is our belief system, and we follow this. Our ethics.
doing here on the island.
My name is Seamus Curtin.
Okay, my name is Seamus Curtin. Okay, and where's he from? He's from the west of Ireland, maybe from the southwest. Okay, but he certainly does not speak in the same accent as the first man.
The distillery manager at Lambay Island.
Distillery? You understand the distillery?
Yes.
It's an island, it's not connected to the mainland, so we work here for 6 months at a time, which truly is an off-grid location. The island itself is our
What's that mean, by the way? Off-grid.
So important.
No, off-grid. So if you're connected to the grid, it means the electricity grid, or for example, the water supply or whatever. If it's off-grid, it's not connected to that. Okay? So if you live in the countryside or on an island like this, you might be disconnected from the national grid.
part. It has its own microgrid, it has its own power system, heavily reliant on renewable energy. We will be moving more and more into the area of renewable, exploring things like maybe enhanced wind or solar or even tidal. And when we get that
So-
phase of the project up,
Do you understand tidal?
No.
So the tide's going in and out. What's that called? Marée. Okay. So when the water, you know this, marée, something like that. Okay. So when the water goes out and in,
Yeah.
etc. Okay.
But what is the difference between wave and tide?
Well, what are waves?
Well-
inside
It's going like this. So you.
Tide. Okay.
you-
Yeah.
Do you want me to explain what happens? Okay, so the moon attracts. No, for God's sake.
I think we'll be awards first. This is a very low impact distillery, and it's done so very much with sensitivity of the island in mind. It's nicely associated with something that is very efficient in its use of resources. So it's kilo in, kilo out. We put our malt in, and we take our spent grains out, and we feed those to the sheep. So we move through that journey of generating and consuming on the island. We have access through our sister company to some really good cognac casks. So we will make our
Now, how did he pronounce that?
Cognac.
How did he pronounce it?
Cognac.
really good cognac casks.
Almost like
Cognac.
cognac. Almost cognac, he said. Okay.
Good cognac casks.
Cognac. It's not the way it would be pronounced by the two ladies. Lena, pronounce that.
Cognac.
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 Ooh, he's going cognac.
Cognac.
It's not the same.
It differs cognac.
Yeah, yours sounds closer to
Cognac,
Lena's than
yeah.
his.
Because it's Portuguese
No
cognac.
go.
Yes, but it is not a Portuguese word. Okay, right?
So we will make our Irish whiskey and we will age them and mature them on the island.
I'm Cyril Camus. I'm the pastry
This is not how you pronounce it. Cyril Camus. Okay.
generation owner of the House of Camus, a cognac.
Now, do you notice the subtitles are having a bit more of a problem? Why? Vowels. Vowel pronunciation. Now, to be honest, I can understand it fairly well, but YouTube is having difficulty.
Producer, this place is magical. It embraces you. It takes you to a different place and different place in time. The true maintain the island. It is to provide an economic lifeline that will help maintain the island, maintaining its completely pristine state, but doing it in a way that does not impact its environment.
Pristine state, what does that mean? In extremely clean, unadulterated form, so nothing has changed, okay? You're going to keep it really clean, okay? So no, you won't find rubbish or anything like that. Oops, sorry.
It's coming from
It's just a way to preserve a way of life and a little ecosystem, and to make sure it is there for the future.
How did he pronounce that word?
There.
Listen again.
And to make sure it is there for the future.
There.
So you know that he's probably not Irish, or at least if he is Irish, he's
Yes.
definitely been affected by some British or English accent. Okay. Actually, I don't even know how you pronounce the last word.
There. Future.
Oops, sorry.
There for the future.
Future. Do you hear that? Okay. Now it's not a particularly interesting video. Okay, I don't really care about the video at all. If you do want to go to that island and visit the Wallabies, you won't be able to do it this year because it's booked out for the entire year. Okay, I checked. And it's quite expensive to go there. But again, I want you to understand that if I show you a variety of different videos or audios or whatever, they're not all going to be the same kind of material. So if you say, I'm not very good at listening, well, what are you listening to? Are you listening to these things? Are you listening to exams? Are you listening to podcasts? Are you listening to regular conversation, etc.? You notice the skills are different as well. You use body language, you use background information, your pronunciation has to be, I need to understand pronunciation features, maybe you need to know vocabulary, maybe you need to learn grammatical structures that you're not aware with. All of those are linguistic skills that you need to improve your listening. So if you just turn on Netflix and just watch it, well, maybe you're not using all those necessary skills to improve the listening that you need in the context that you want it. I don't know. Maybe you're trying to learn language for business. Well, put yourself in those contexts. Don't be listening to the news if that's what you expect you're going to be using, business English. If you're going to be listening to your boyfriend or girlfriend speaking in English, then put yourself in those contexts. Okay? It's different. It's not the same. People come to me and say, I want to improve my listening. Well, you have to tell me which listening you need to get better at first. Okay? Which accents and things like that. Which context. Do more of it. Now, I promised you that I would do this again. I want you to choose a listening activity for the next 10-12 minutes. You choose whatever you want. Now, again, I want you to learn something from this. So write down anything that you're unsure of during that listening. Okay? Does everyone understand that? Mm-hmm. If you, again, you can ask me during the process. Okay, so you can choose whatever it is you want. Remember, if you're listening for music, it's going to be different again. If you're listening to Netflix or a movie, it's different again. Okay? If you want, I can go in next door and ask Niall to play another song for you. Okay? Listen, you did this exactly at the same time yesterday. So move your ass. And I'm going up to see if Vincent is flirting with Erica again.
Oh, totally. I can do that.
So, very good. So, did you think you were listening for a long period of time? Are you tired?
No.
No, honestly, are you tired listening to that? Some of you? A little? Well, did you change topic in the middle? You did. I saw you
No, but
change.
this is the second one.
Okay, it's the second one, but you changed the audio, yeah? Okay,
Yeah,
so you were listening to it too. Okay, how long do you think it would take you before you got tired?
It depends.
It depends on what. What's the maximum you could listen to English and not get tired?
Like 30 minutes.
30 minutes. 30 minutes? About 30 minutes? 30 minutes? Less? 20, 25 minutes?
Yeah,
20, 25 minutes? Okay, if you're getting tired listening to English, it means that your brain is doing a lot of work. You have to do a lot more for it to relax after a period of time. You need to know more grammar, you need to know more vocabulary, you need to understand the pronunciation, because now it seems like work, like real work. You have to expose yourself to more pronunciation, more grammar, more vocabulary to be better at language. Okay, listening. Okay, much more. Again, put yourself in situations where it doesn't seem like work. Okay, so for example, join a club. Join a club that does your hobby, etc. If you're into boxing or mixed martial arts or violence, for example, like Rambo, join one of those clubs. Maybe join the mafia, okay? Join the local mafia, etc. You're going to improve your language skills and your listening skills that way. Okay, now, was there any vocabulary or grammar that you didn't know? Yes? Give me some of that, or Ivan.
Ethic.
Spell it.
H-E-C.
H-E-C. Oh, this word.
Ethic.
How'd you pronounce that? Hectic. So if I say, oh, everything was hectic around the city yesterday, what's that mean?
Chaotic.
Yeah, busy, lots of commotion, etc. Okay, so, oh, what was your day like yesterday? Hectic, I was super busy. Okay, anything else?
I have one. I understand the meaning, but I never saw buzzwords.
Okay. What's that word mean again? Yeah, okay.
Buzzwords.
What do you think they are?
That is other words with
No words without significant in the context.
No, usually what they are words that are very popular at a certain moment, or for
You know
example,
what I
that are
mean?
very important. No, very important in certain contexts. So, what's the buzzword of the day? Okay, so maybe for example, there's a word.
Resilience.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Oh, we need resilience, and then every single person in the school. What do we want?
Fake enthusiasm.
Exactly. Okay, resilience. I was asking for resilience, and then I get fake enthusiasm. But honestly, when I said, "What do we want?" and then I looked down here at Lena, and she'd go like this. Okay, resilience. Okay, so this will be like a buzzword, one of the words that seems very important or popular at a certain time. That's what it is. Okay. Anything else? Yes, what are your words there? I saw you write down the
No, I just wrote down the words that I heard. I
Yes.
understood, but I understood.
You understood all of them? Or what's the most complicated word there that you
No, I
think?
think the problem is I don't know when they say success or successful, they continue that things.
Is that the noun, a verb, an adjective, an adverb? What is it? Success. What is it?
No.
Yes, it's a noun. A noun. I can't understand. Again, I asked the question: is that a noun, a verb, an adjective, an adverb? And this man, he's down there. He's going, yeah. It's not an answer to the question. If I said A, B, C, or D, and you go, okay, it's not an answer. Okay? This is a noun. A noun. What is this?
It's not succeed.
What's that?
Adverb.
It's not.
Adjective.
It's adjective.
Adjective. What is this?
Succeed.
Fully.
What's that?
Adverb.
That's an adverb. Okay, so you really do, if you're trying to learn grammar, you do need to know this. Okay, that's the basic part. What's the verb? Succeed. Succeed. Okay? Now, to be honest, many of you will not need any of those words. Okay, is there any other word down there that you don't know or came across? Okay, maybe some of you were just reading for pure pleasure. Good. Okay, or listening for pure pleasure. I don't care, as long as you're doing more. Pure pleasure. Just for pleasure, for no other reason. If you're writing down vocabulary, maybe it's even more work. You're creating more work for yourself. If you're just listening to music, like yesterday, I told you my class in the afternoon, they do karaoke. And they were listening to an Oasis song, and this word kept coming up. Fade, what's that mean?
Fade me up.
No. Fade is the
Ah.
blur.
This is fading away. It's disappearing. Okay? So again, it was in the song about 3 or 4 times. They know what the word means. Just from listening.
Disappeared.
Disappearing. Okay? So gradually disappearing. Fading away. Okay? Now, okay, so well that brings me on to the next one. Okay, so why would you use that particle or preposition?
Something that
Why would you use this? Again?
It's distance.
Well, no, the girls are probably on a better track than you. So say again, what, yeah,
something is gone.
yeah, okay. So if you go away, you're going distant, okay? You're going to a distant. So this is why you would say fade away, because it seems like it's going a distance, so you can't see it anymore, it disappears. The word away means disappear in this context, okay? Yes, question?
But fade away, you can only use when it's a area. Like, for example, in 5 minutes, they fade away.
Well, you could say, yeah, so over a duration of time. So it's going to happen
It's
gradually.
not like-
No, it's not going to be sudden. Like, for example, my career prospects are fading away. Do you understand that? When I was young, I had dreams. They have completely disappeared over a period of time. Okay? Working in Casa Forbes has, again, what's the slogan again? Casa Forbes College, where your dreams come to die. Okay, so my dreams are fading away very quickly. Now, Nina asked for vocabulary related to work, and she also asked for phrasal verbs. I have combined the two. Okay, so I'm putting phrasal verbs that you use in work. These are advanced. Now, I want you to peruse, to look over just a section of these. Okay, and you're going to work with your partner, and then you're going to explain to your partner what these mean. But when you do it, I want you to explain the reason why you use a particular particle for that meaning. You understand that? So for example, you should know, I bloody taught you a million times. What does this mean?
Appear.
Or
Disappear.
No. Appear or
finish, or increase,
Start.
or
Start.
what? Or approach, or
Engage.
connect. You do know. Okay? You might say you don't know, but you do know. If you are trying to learn phrasal verbs and want to guess phrasal verbs in the future, you need to learn this skill. You can obviously learn phrasal verbs individually, but that does not mean that you'll be able to guess. Being able to understand that why a particle is used is going to help you guess. Okay? Right, so this group, I want you to do the bus. Okay? This group, I want you to do the union representative. You two, so Laurie, you're going to work with Edberg. You two are going to do the assembly line work. You two are going to do the administrative assistant. And you are going to be the scientist. Alone? And then all of you are going to do the office worker also at the bottom. Okay? Now remember, I want you to be able to tell me the meaning, and I want you to be able to tell me what is the reason we use the particle. So obviously you can use the internet for assistance, but work together. Unless you're alone, like poor Luis over there. Okay, excellent. So Vincent, you're working with Ram. Okay.
It's something outside.
You can ask ChatGPT if you don't understand.
Okay. It's not. I don't know.
Yes, it's the same things.
So maybe it's like
Represents that
representative of the it's like
a sheaf of
Chief.
they mentioned that they is like what is in the context of this is like the tree is probably is fire.
okay.
But they look something like
Maybe I see what you mean when someone is fire. The idea out of something. The people representing the fire called a strike to reintegrate
Yeah, in the job, no?
Yes, the people who were fired.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah. We yes, I understand my point of view. How? I think it's like they never.
Yes.
Which ones are you doing?
No cool down, 17. Cool down. No, cool down for go in to, yeah. No, get up. No. 50, 60, yeah.
Dictionary.
French dictionary.
It's in the stuff.
Yeah, for the moment.
Entire exam will be there. Don't have to do all day.
Union representative never called out like never considered yeah, strike is like all the workers
Yes.
up to
Yes.
okay. Yeah.
Just something temporary. Right, erase, complete, wrong, remove, this and verb.
Yes, it's the same in French, but we also have for the employee. Yes.
Right, have you finished? Yeah, basically. Okay. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Do you understand the concept of standing up, ladies? Okay, Vincent, move your ass. Okay, excellent. Ladies, stand up. Thank you very much. Now, can you mix with someone who is not in your group and explain to them your phrasal verbs based on the particle? Off you go. Simple simples. Mix. Luis, you will have to mix. Yes, mix. Okay. So don't stay in the same group. Don't stay in the same. Oh, for Christ's sake.
What's your
Can I call it? Well, we're having a class editor. We have a class. Move your ass. Okay, right. Now, somebody, poor Edberg is all alone. Okay, go in there. Okay, wherever you want.
Oh, whatever you want.
Yeah,
Your face. I be careful with. I have a doom.
You have a what?
Cramp.
Oh, cramp. I thought for a second, I have a prosthetic leg. Okay, that's okay. Quick, move your ass.
No! Okay. Start.
Okay. Number one is slow away.
Sorry.
You press that.
It's not
Something like working out. It's slow away. It's like a hard and repetitive action. Hard and repetitive action. The meaning of this.
Slug away. Slug is an animal, no? As well?
No.
No?
Slow.
Ah, okay. Okay, continue.
Okay, another one is the past forward. This means when you apply for something from some job or from some another position in your job and don't select.
You've done?
Don't.
Okay.
Don't select.
Okay.
You are
Like we are taking another.
yeah, another person. You are applying and don't select. Packing me is when you stop to do an activity. You are tired, you don't want to be another.
This work hard because
Did you do this? It's difficult, but honestly, I prefer
Oh my god.
You are stop to do the activities because you are tired, you don't want to do.
I want you to do what we should be doing.
And the last one is when you say goodbye without resignation. You will finish your work. I don't want to be here anymore. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, okay. So there are other. So I'm going to show you now.
But in this case, handing is like, because it's a one day, I will just handing my notice and go with the handing.
Something like that, or say your resignation.
Yes.
That is my resignation and I go.
Stop working.
You're done.
Okay.
So you say,
Mine is the boss.
not working.
Farm out. And this is our farm. You know what it means? There's the bird farm. But like as a bird. Farm is right now or is so in this case far out
more studies or more qualifications to do this. So I don't think I could have for. And
When you do some activities from another server,
no, when you instead of do by yourself, you say you have to do this thing first. So in this context, she say already found that as from around task or give my task for another person.
Okay.
Changing.
Yeah. Just like try to find the more
Delegar, yeah, delegate. The other one is in off. Ising off is start to work, less energy, energy is down. And in this case, I'm slowly easing off now, so that yeah, because she's like that she wants to retire. She said
So when you don't have energy to work.
yes. And the other one is step aside. Step aside, to be honest, I don't understand step aside, but just the aside is when you remove or separate something from that you usually do.
Okay, right, are you finished?
Yes.
Okay, right, okay. Stop. Okay, it's 12 o'clock, so I'll have to go. Go back to your seats. Luis has to go to the toilet. Okay, excellent, good work, you absolute cretins. Okay, right. So, okay, for people who are new, some people are old as well.
Sorry, if you could just get them out 5 minutes early because we've the IELTS, the Thai examiner in the staff room.
Okay, so you will be leaving 5 minutes early today, which means tomorrow you will be in here for half an hour late. Okay, half an hour. Okay, so for the people who are new especially, I really want you to get an intuition for the use of these. Now, even the people who've been in the class for a long period of time, like Roberto and this lady.
What is my name, sorry?
Idiot number 8. Okay, idiot number 8. Okay, so all of those people here, for example, they're not perfect at it, but you will develop an intuition, even if you think, oh, I've forgotten it. You haven't. Somewhere in the back of your mind, you still have some idea about this. Now, the expression to farm out, so you'll see it up at the top, it says, give work to other people instead of doing it yourself. Why would you say out?
Because it's something external.
Exactly. It's not internal, it's external. So for some strange reason, we say out when it's not internal. It's not for personal. It's generally to the public. Okay? When I do this, what am I doing?
Out.
Handing out. Okay? Now it seems strange that you would use out because there's nothing out as such, but it's not personal. It's to the public, and that's why you would say hand out. The next one now. Ease off. So it says starting to work less or do things with less energy. Why would you use off in that case?
Because something there is reduced.
Okay, I was about to leave. Okay, here. Okay, obviously when you ease off, it reduces it. Okay, so it's becoming easier, more relaxed, etc. So if I say, okay, let's ease off on the criticisms of the students, for example. What does that mean? Please reduce the criticisms, etc. Okay? Okay?
But what is ease?
Silent you. Okay, ease is related to easy. Okay, it's the verb for easy. Okay? Step aside. What does that mean? I stepped aside for Owen to be the director, and Owen stepped aside for Seamus to be the director.
Change.
Yeah, it's
Instead, apart.
Yeah, it's not that I was fired.
No.
I just went
apart.
Okay, there you go. Okay,
Give the opportunity for someone.
Yeah, exactly. But you see why I say aside, step aside, because almost literally you do that in certain contexts. Call someone out on strike. Okay, we are striking. So why would you say call out? Come on, get out. We're not working anymore. Come on, leave the building, etc.
Leave.
Okay. Now, it's more, sometimes it's a little bit more metaphorical than that, because they might do it online. Okay, please, we're not working anymore, and then they're calling people out on strike. Or they might do it on the television. Please, let's not strike. Or sorry, let's not work, etc. Next one then, see it through to the end. So, yeah, they give you that example. I gave you that word before, through, And I said very often it's associated with what? Positive or negative things?
Positive. Negative. The divorce.
See, do you hear? Yes, yes. Hear that? She always goes with the wrong one first. Okay? So if you, we went through a messy divorce. Do you remember that expression?
Yes.
We went through a messy divorce. Remember, through very often gives you the idea that there's an obstacle. So if you see it through to the end, it means that you go to the end, but probably it was difficult to get there. The word see has very little to do with it. It's mostly this word that gives you the meaning. Okay? Roberto?
Yes.
Okay, isn't it? Laurie, would you mind taking his phone there? Okay? No, give it to Laurie. Give it to Laurie. Yes, that's not Laurie. Laurie is over there. Okay? Next one then. I gave you this word. What's a bog? Okay? A bog is an area of very wet land.
Mountain.
No, it's an area of very wet land. Okay? So for example, Shrek sort of lives in a bog. Okay? It's not really exactly like that. He lives in a swamp. Bog means soft land because it's wet. By the way, if you say in Ireland, I'm going to the bog, where are you going? The toilet, yeah. Okay, I'm going to the bog. If you get bogged down, what's that mean? I'm bogged down with work. I'm bogged down with work. What do you think that means?
A lot of things to do.
You can't move. Okay, now why would you say down? What's a bog? What's a bog? I have just explained what a bog is. How bad is your bloody memory? Exactly. Okay, so if you walk in a bog, your legs will literally go down. It seems like, oh, I can't move, etc. So you use that in a metaphorical way. So some of these are more literal than others. The more metaphorical they are, the less it's easy to understand them. But you can do it. Slog away. Now this word, I'll give you two more and then we'll finish up and do more tomorrow.
But what is the animal?
Slug.
It's with you.
Okay, this word slug means work very hard. Okay, now the word slug, this is does anyone know what a snail is?
Snail, yes.
The French should know. Escargot, yeah, okay. Well, this is a snail.
Yeah. And this is a slug.
This is a slug, the homeless snail. Okay, you understand? The homeless snail is a slug. Okay, the homeless and poor things. Okay, now if you say slog away, the word away is very useful in this context. So this means work for a long period of time continuously. And you might say, why does the word away have anything to do with this? So, idiot number 8, stand up. Idiot number 8. Keira, idiot number 8, stand up.
Sorry, because I don't know who is it.
Keira, move your ass over here. Get out.
Serio?
Serio? Stop. Now, how did Keira get from there to there?
Walking.
No. How did she get? Just don't worry about the. Yeah, she walked. Now, you notice that, she moved in what direction?
Out.
Away. So she moved from this location away from this location. Now, how did she get there? In discrete movements, or it was continuous? Continuous. To get from that point to there was a continuous movement. Now, it is very, very common to use the word away in phrasal verbs to mean something like continuous activity. So, for example, oh, look at Roberto there texting away. What's that mean?
Continuous.
Yeah, he's continuously texting. Look at Roberto sexting away. What's that mean? He's there with Monica. He's like, oh, Monica, what are you wearing tonight, etc. Blah blah blah, and he's continuously doing it. Oh, look at them there writing away. What do you think that means? Yeah, but it's not like this. It has to be a long period of time they're doing it. Oh, look at them over there sleeping away, there. Look at Andrew blabbing away, blah, 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 about phrasal verbs this, phrasal verbs that. It's just continuous activity. Look at him there nodding away like this, nodding away, okay? Look at him there laughing away. So again, if you learn the meaning of this, it's quite easy to start putting things in here and guessing from context, okay? I don't want you memorizing individual phrasal verbs. Obviously that helps, okay? You can try to do that as well. But I really want you to focus on these things. Tomorrow I'll go over these and then I'll give you another bit of an activity about this. Also, you do need to do more listening practice. Last week I told you do more reading, but you also need to do more listening as well. And people do more listening than reading. Okay? In communication, the number one thing that you do in your lives, in your language as well as English, is listening. Then speaking, then reading, and then writing. Okay? And writing is approximately about 10% of all your daily communication. Most of it is listening. You need to do more. Okay? Right, have a nice day, inside.